My biggest issue of probably the whole game, that touchdown drive, you get a quick slant to Aiyuk, you get another kind of drag to Aiyuk, and then you get the touchdown to Aiyuk. He did not have a catch after 6 minutes into the first quarter. Brandon Aiyuk had 0 catches. Now, they did get some targets to him, and I do have to say Patrick Surtain definitely locked him up a couple of times. So it's not like it's just, Kyle or Jimmy or whatever. No, there were some plays where it was man-to-man coverage on the backside of the 3-by-1 sets where you finally got your man coverage with Aiyuk, and Surtain just put it on him, or Jimmy threw the ball behind or too high, or like Aiyuk won a lot of those reps. We just didn't take advantage of it. So my question to you, Jody, how much is everybody focuses on Debo in the run game, and I get that. But Aiyuk in the passing game, I just think is such a difference maker that sometimes we tend to forget. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. I would completely agree. And one thing, like you said, there was a couple of those reps that Sertan just really shut down Ayuk. And there's some of those plays that Kyle is saying, okay, Ayuk, you're our first round wide receiver. You're in your third year. Okay, we're gonna trust you on this. We're gonna isolate you over there and force them to double you. And I don't feel like he ever really made him say, "Oh, okay, we got to double this guy." He had, like you said, he won some reps and he did good, but I never saw that, like, what you would expect a top receiver in the league to be, and that's what we need Ayuk to be. Look, I love Ayuk with the ball in his hands. I love him as mostly as a receiver. I want to see him elevate to be that number one receiver that you really need to take your offense to the point where you can do that, where because it opens up so much more of your offense when you force that team to say this guy has to be accounted for. It was like Green Bay versus us last year. Okay, like we had to start playing defense differently because of Devonte Adams.
Yep.
We had to. Okay, and you say, well, that's Devonte Adams. Well, yeah, that's who Ayuk should be if he's the number 25 overall pick in the draft and he's in his third year. That's who we expect. And like I look at the stutter and go that we ran to him. We isolated him over there. It was bump and run man coverage. He's running a stutter and go, and there was no separation. I mean, it would have required an absolutely perfect throw from Jimmy Garoppolo to complete that pass.
And you could see
Um,
his body language. He was upset because I mean he had a half of a step, like it could have been completed,
yeah,
but Jimmy's
but
not going to complete that.
and the window is so small. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at the percentages on throws like that, or even still when a receiver has a step, it's only like 40%. It's a really low percentage throw. You need him to be, that guy that catch radius is big. That was Gronk when Brady had him for so long. You could isolate him out there on the outside, and I mean he had that massive catch radius. That's what a Mike Evans is. You know,
So let me play devil's advocate
sure,
because Charvarius Ward had Cortland Sutton locked down perfectly,
yeah,
and it was a perfect back shoulder fade from Russell Wilson, and that was the one touchdown drive they had where it was like inside the 15, I think, on the defensive left side, offensive right side, um, and it was completed. Now, in that this is the difference in the game. Russell made a couple fourth quarter plays. Jimmy went negative in the fourth quarter on those
sure,
kind of crucial plays. And so I don't think it's on Ayuk as much, but you're right. It is on
right.
Ayuk some for sure. It's not a, yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it
and
hurts
I'm
both.
not saying it's all on Ayuk. What I'm saying is looking at Jimmy and saying Jimmy doesn't make that a perfect throw. That can cover up. Well, why didn't Ayuk win a little bit better? Why didn't he win better on the dig? Yeah, that Jimmy missed the wide open Debo, but Ayuk is still not winning his dig route. Which I mean that like both concern me. That one really concerns me, missing Debo, miss Ayuk not beating Sertan, who's he's a very good corner, but we bring Ayuk in to be that guy. That concerns me too. Neither one is good, and that's why I'm saying it's bad on bad. It's bad
Yep.
that Jimmy misses that. It's also bad that Ayuk doesn't win on his route, and we have nothing on the play.
Yep.
And that's bad on bad. And I look at it like yes, Russell Wilson hit that perfect back shoulder throw. Jimmy also hit the same throw to check.
Yeah.
Explain like
That's true.
and
That's
that's the
true.
that's the Jimmy G experience. Like that is what is I said that in the video. Like you can throw a perfect back shoulder throw to a fullback. who makes a tiptoe like that is one of the best like fullback throws and catches I've ever seen. But then you can't you miss some rudimentary like you miss Debo streaking down the field and you miss the curl fit like that's the Jimmy G experience. He's gonna prove everybody right at some point in the game. You
It's
know, like
knowing advanced calculus, but you can't add or subtract. Like,
right,
it's just like,
right.
these are the easy ones. You're doing these complex ones with this insanity. I mean, that was a great play.
But I guess where I come back on it um is that yes, Russell Wilson made that one throw, but you also see how many other shots he missed.
Oh, he was
You
bad.
know he missed a lot of those deep shots, and so we can say, well, he completed the one, and that was the difference in the game. Well, Jimmy completed one and missed others. Russell completed one and missed a bunch of others. I don't know if that's the defense, the difference in the game. I think the difference in the game was just overall bad play and trying to jam a ball in to the tiniest of window that didn't even exist. Um, which is a Jimmy thing. Like he thinks that he sees this itty bitty bitty window and thinks he can jam it in there. Um, but it's like if Ayuk, we want him to be that number one receiver. I want him to be in the conversation with the Devontae Adams. I want him to be in the but I'm not seeing him defeat man coverage consistently enough to be like that guy that you go, this is a guy that's going to scare the defense. That when they're game planning, they're going to say, okay, we've got to make sure this guy does not have a game. They're doing that over Debo. Okay. They can do that to a point over Kittle. I don't know if defenses are coming in and they're saying, okay, we have to make sure this guy doesn't have a game. I think they're coming in saying, okay, Pat, you got him and we can take care of everything else.
Yep.
That's how I feel like. And so, what I want to see is him elevate to the point where teams have to account for him at all times. He needs to be that Mike Evans. He needs to be that Devontae Adams. And maybe, with Trey Lance, their chemistry will be better. Lance will be able to put the ball in a better spot and they can do that. I just haven't seen what I want to see as him now. Ball in his hands, man. The guy's fantastic. But I want to see him take just elevate a little bit more out of his game.
I like it. I like it. Now, before we jump into some defense, real quick word from our sponsor. You know football, and you pick winners all the time, so why not get paid for them at MyBookie? Best single game spreads, money lines, parlays, teasers, multiple. You put it all together, increase your payouts however it is you want to go bet. They've got individual game lines, stats, who makes playoffs, who doesn't. Now, what's even better about it, low cost entry fees on over $500,000 to be won. Make it so you don't have to be a pro gambler to have fun. And that's what's awesome. You can bet a little bit. I'm an entertainment guy. I don't put a whole bunch on there, but getting started is easy. You just head to mybookie.ag, use our promo code 49ERS on your first deposit. They're going to double it all the way up, a dollar for dollar, up to $1,000 on your first deposit. So again, use our promo code 49ERS, double it all the way up to $1,000. MyBookie is a proven sportsbook that makes it simple to bet and win. We've used them for over 5 years now. So make this your winning season exclusively at MyBookie.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.